guest. Ms. Lewis said that there would be 3 good speakers today. I can only promise 2. I'll do my best to be one of those 3, but make any promises. I had my training as a biologist and ecologist, and we've done a lot of studies when I was in school on evolution. To me, evolution is not that big of a concept. It just simply means adapting to change. And whether that be as a society, as a person, as a species, or whatever, it's just simply an adaptation to change. And I think everyone can agree that it's important to stay relevant and current and modern. We do it all the time, for instance. We've gotten rid of the rotary dial telephone. There was no public outcry when our public libraries got away from their card catalog system. We let go of our pagers, and even though it took a lot of work, a lot of time and money, we were able to get rid of the analog television signals and embrace digital TV. It's terrifying. But each day we have to live with an anachronism that makes a mockery of the United States' ability to stay the world's leader. This relic that we have to deal with keeps us moored down, keeps us tied to the low piling while the tide of change seeps ever higher. What I'm talking about is the lowest denomination of our currency. It is the despicable penny. I mean, what's $1? You know, $1's not much. It won't buy you a gallon of gas. It won't get you through a toll booth on our tollway. And just try this next time you go out to eat. Leaving $1 as a tip and seeing what your significant other says. Well, if $1 ain't much, well, how much less the penny? As Harvard economist Robert Mickey says, if customers start leaving a unit of currency at the cash register for the next customer, that unit of currency is too small to be useful. And that makes sense. But what's the big deal with minting pennies? I mean, sure, it fills up our pockets and our ashtrays and makes us wait in line longer while we're behind a little old lady who's fishing through her pocketbooks. I know there's a penny in here. But why make a federal case out of it? What's the big deal? Well, it is a big deal, and I'll tell you why. The first reason is it's a waste of time. Walgreens drugstore chains and the National Association for Convenience Stores, they would like to see the penny go away too. They estimate that each cash transaction adds 2 to 2.5 seconds per transaction. Well, over a year, that's 2 man-hours per clerk. And when you figure there's 7,000 Walgreens in the U.S., 144,000 convenience stores in the U.S., well, that adds up. Those wasted seconds really start adding up fast. Another reason, it's a waste of money. The U.S. Treasury mints 9 billion pennies per year. That's a lot of pennies. And if you're pretty good at math, you can figure out 9 billion pennies is $70 million. You know what the cost for minting $70 million is? $100 million. What are you, crazy? Does this make sense to anybody here? Spending $30 million a year to create a nuisance penny? No, it doesn't make sense. In 2001, Arizona Representative Jim Colby introduced a bill that is an anti-penny bill, and he wouldn't get under that program would not get rid of the penny, but instead would create a system where all cash transactions would be rounded to the nearest nickel. Could be rounded up, could be rounded down. That was 2001, and we haven't seen any change, so obviously that bill failed. But you got to ask yourself, why did this bill fail? I mean, it makes perfect sense. Well, I'll tell you why the bill failed, and this is kind of funny. It got a lot of opposition from Tennessee congressmen. From Tennessee congressmen. Well, what did Tennessee congressmen have to do with a penny? Well, let's go back in time just a little bit. The penny is made out of 2 metals, zinc and nickel. I'm sorry, zinc and copper. Copper is pretty expensive, and in 1983, the U.S. Treasury changed the composition of the penny from 97.5% copper and 2.5% zinc to 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Right. So this made copper or zinc miners very happy, and guess where there's a lot of zinc mines? In Tennessee. And they're happy to this day. In fact, last year, the volunteer state introduced a resolution commemorating the 25th anniversary of the zinc-based penny. So you think they're going to sit idly by while we do away with their bread and butter? I don't think so. Let's get rid of the penny. Let's do it. It won't kill us. We're stronger than that. Other nations have gotten rid of their lowest denominator coins, and they survived. Come to think of it, we have too. Don't you remember? I'm sure some of the more elderly gentlemen in this club remember the half penny. Not ringing a bell? You didn't know this would be a roast, did you? In 1857, we got rid of the half cent because it was too small to be useful. The half cent was worth a lot more back then. It's worth what? More than a dime is today. Do y'all recall the 2-cent piece? Done away in 1870. How about the 20-cent piece? No, that wasn't very popular either. It was a 3-cent nickel. What did you say? Yeah. The 3-cent nickel. This is my favorite. I have one nickel. We can do this. We can get rid of the penny. But what are the reasons for keeping it? Well, we hear the argument that by rounding, we're going to increase our prices. And this propaganda is propagated by these penny pals who say that our prices are going to go up. Instead of an object costing $1.99, now it will cost $2. Your prices are going to go up. And don't you have enough trouble making ends meet? Well, this specious argument only makes sense if you consider that pricing strategies from vendors will change. In other words, instead of selling something for $20, we always see something for $19.99. Well, that's still going to be the case, only it's going to be $19.95 instead of $20 on the premise that it makes that object sound a little less expensive. So the argument doesn't hold water. And in fact, Wake Forest Chairman of Economics, Robert Waples, did a study in which he found that the net effect of rounding is neutral if you eliminate the penny. Fellow Toastmasters, I have given you ample evidence today to demonstrate that the penny is worthless, beyond worthless. It is harmful for the U.S. So it is time for us to stop catering to the few beneficiaries of the penny. I would encourage all of you to write to Senator John Cornyn at www.cornyn.senate.gov. Express your concern and your desire for him to introduce a bill to update our monetary system. We could take the $30 million we save each year by not minting the penny anymore and do job training, job placement for those few miners who might get laid off due to decreased zinc demand. Please write to Senator Cornyn today and let's stop this mess.